Okay. The trick to this one, beyond just mitigating the sound, will be mitigating the literal sun. Full disclosure, I live on the ground floor in Bushwick, Brooklyn, so there will be car noise. And then the other thing is that it's like 2 p.m. In January, so the sun is just gonna be wherever it wants to be, and that's how it is. Okay, here we are. It's 2019. I've never done a video before. I have wanted to do a video on YouTube for like over a year now. I've thought a video would be a really good way to like connect with people and also answer a lot of the repeat questions that I get. Like a lot of people have the same questions for me, and I thought that, you know, whatever, YouTube might be a good way. Also, I watch YouTube constantly and I love contributing to communities and media that I participate in, that I like to consume, so there it is. I thought a good first one would be a resolutions video. I wanted it to be my first video last year. I think I filmed it and then just like deleted the whole thing. Really wanted to start 2019 off on the right foot. So I thought, why not just like not set myself up for failure before I even start, which is pretty much what I did last year. So here we go. The first way that I want to approach this is to look at those resolutions from last year. And if you don't know me, you may not know, even if you do know me, you probably don't know because no one reads it, that I have a blog, which I maybe update like 4 times a year. It's usually artist alley reviews, but I'm also not very good at being consistent with that. So I'm gonna look back at the resolutions from last year on the blog post, and then I'm gonna get into like what I'm hoping to do this year. I think last year I wrote up a bunch of small ones. It was just too many to remember even, like to focus on, and I think the point of a resolution is obviously, it shouldn't be like crazy. I think that resolutions work best when they're like small things that you've already been kind of working on, and it's just kind of a time to refocus and kind of center on these small goals of yours and kind of take the time to think of a way to approach your year in order to succeed. What I like to do is I split up my resolutions into my personal and my business. So my first up for my personal was eat good. Regardless of what I thought this meant at the beginning of last year, I feel like I succeeded. I am in a good place with my relationship with food. Doing good. Good work. That's not going to be another resolution because I think I've established that habit. Number 2 of my personal resolutions was to wear fun clothing. Let's see what I said about that. I said that it's self-explanatory, which is true. I think I've accomplished that. I think that I've been a little bit more adventurous in the things that I buy, just have found a little bit more confidence to just wear whatever I want. Number 3 was to blog/vlog/Instagram live once a week. I did not do that at all. More on that in my this year's resolutions. There goes the bus. Okay, number 4 was shop small, and I've actually done a really good job of this. We just like, it's easy. It's really not that hard. You guys can do it too. Number 5 for my personal goals, maybe I could put a number here. Number 5 was to use my DSLR. And again, I failed horribly. Okay, and then on to last year's business goals. Let's see how I did. 1 was launch other shops, which I did, and then I retracted because I was using a platform that fucking sucked. So I closed it down, and then I was like, well, I'm back to just 1 shop. But I did open Ugly Homegrown, which is my DIY shop, and then eventually I opened my Shopify shop, and those have both been dope, so done, accomplished. Number 2 was more manufactured items. I did expand my manufactured stuff like t-shirts, and yeah, that one was good. 3 was Streamlined Packaging. I did this, not in the way I thought I would, but I did do it. 4 was organized receipts weekly. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. I tried it for like the first few weeks, and then I was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm gonna miss stuff. It's just, I have to go through it at the end of the year and collect everything because so much is digital, so much is physical. It was just a waste of time. So that one I like failed intentionally. And then 5 was do less cons, try craft shows. I didn't do craft shows because of my accomplishment of number 6, which was to take classes. But I did do less cons, and I think it resulted in a little bit more focus of product at those cons. And then number 6, like I said, take classes. I took courses at FIT in the fall, mostly illustration courses. and that pretty much would like filled in like when I would have been doing craft shows. But it was amazing. Like I really think it helped me improve as an artist. I'm going to continue to take classes even if it's just a couple at a time. It also like gave me a structure to my week, which is really important when you are self-employed. Like you tend to just like ramble in your own direction. And then number 7 of the business one was to take myself more seriously, which is a weird one. I guess I've done it. I guess I know. I think when I started Ugly Plants, I didn't think this is a business. I think I used to be like, oh, Ugly Plants is not really, you know, it's just like a small thing that I do. And now I'm like, no, it pays my bills. This is my whole life. I'm gonna take it seriously. This year, I think I kind of approached it in a more casual way because I think that I last year used my focus on writing up resolutions as like a placeholder because I was really depressed, like seasonal depression. January is a slow time for most shop owners. So I think I was feeling the lull and the seasonal depression, and as a result I was like, if I do these things, I will have a better year, and I really don't. Like this year I just kind of made a casual list that I'm going to talk about a little bit. So my first personal resolution, and this is one that I'm kind of approaching alongside my sister, this turned out to each be one of our goals individually, so I think we're kind of going through it together, but we really both want to try to reduce waste. It's really hard in New York City. I'm going to do my best. I'm looking into different methods. If you guys have any like things that you do that you think work really well, especially for somebody who's just starting off really focusing on this, please let me know, or you can message me on Instagram, it's fine. Number 2 was to keep wearing fun clothes. I think I'm accomplishing that today. I really enjoy myself more when I'm dressed up, and I have a lot of clothes and I love to wear things that are weird. I think they're kind of weird sometimes, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. My number 3 resolution is kind of funny and comes with a story. Fidel's birthday was last month. We're trying to find a bar in Bushwick to celebrate at, and we were just like going through Google Maps, and we were just like, oh my god, there are so many bars in our neighborhood, and we've been to none of them. We don't know which one to go to. What is wrong with us? We need to start going to bars. So I'm going to hold us to it. I'm going to try to visit like a different bar, maybe at least once a week, maybe every other week. We don't go out that often, and that includes restaurants too, because we tend to just eat at the same few places. My number 4 personal goal is also one I'm doing kind of with Fidel. Basically, the goal is to use more film cameras. We own a lot of film cameras, and we thought this is ridiculous. Again, let's just like be proactive about this. Let's try to use these cameras. And we bought a couple. I have like a couple of toy cameras I really like. I have many toy cameras I really like, and he has some like nice film cameras also. I think this resolution may include trying to create like a mini portable dark room in our bathroom because it has no windows, so that's a big resolution for me. I want to just use my film camera. Kind of on that note, stressing less is a big resolution, a personal resolution for me. Somewhere halfway through last year, I kind of just like snapped. I kind of just realized some things don't matter. I just used to get so wrapped up in like small details, and they would really bring me down. And then one day I just was kind of like, if I skip a day, if I have to cancel something, if I put things off, it's okay. Like it's for my mental health. And that's a big goal of mine, is to stress even less. Like I think just like letting go of some things, and maybe this means I'll be less efficient. Maybe this means I'll be more forgetful. And the next one kind of goes along with this. My sixth resolution is to use my planner again. I talked about this a little bit. I'm gonna show you. I talked about this a little bit in my stories on Instagram, but last year I used this day designer. I picked it for the format, but if you were to scroll through this, you would see that I like never, maybe a few days I used it, but I barely used it. It's too big. It's too stiff. It just didn't fit into my lifestyle. It was too much. This year I'm using a moleskin. It's like really small. It's very compact. It's to the point on the pages. I can throw this in any purse I use, and that's the deal. I'm gonna start using that one. And so the planner thing kind of goes into the business one, but my big goal this year is to just go back to being like the really efficient, focused, organized version of Anastasia. And I think I can do that. I think I just have to be diligent about it. So I only have a few business goals. The first one is really boring. It's to get a DBA, which stands for doing business as, I think. But it's just basically so that I can use Ugly Plants legally as my name, which will enable me to like open bank accounts and stuff like that. I haven't really had a need for it. It's getting too complicated with finances. I need to be able to separate out Ugly Plants finances and pay myself, which is part of that being more organized thing. I feel pretty positive about 2019. Ugly Plants will be its own entity, and I'm pretty excited about that. Number 2, the second business related resolution is to get better about, excuse me, this is to be better about branding and packaging. Okay, I'm really bad at this. I will just throw things in like cellophane bags. Like I used to do thank you notes. I just like ran out of time. So this year I'm trying to plan ahead of time, like labels for sticker packs, labels for patches, you know, a little baggie for everything, inserts for online orders, like just little thank you cards and postcards and more like little button goodies and that kind of thing. And branding in general, like I want to work on my table setup. I just want the Ugly Plants brand to be even more cohesive. I think it's pretty cohesive, but I just want to really like, I just want it to be really good. I want to feel like when I look at everything, I want to be like, ah, that's Ugly Plants. The third business related resolution that I have is to get back to doing more patterns and plush. I don't know, usually I make more plush throughout the year, and last year got really busy, especially with taking the classes and whatnot, but this year, first of all, I really want to make more patterns for Ugly Homegrown because I started it and then I just kind of lost steam. I didn't really have the time or the focus or the energy for it. So I want to list more of my patterns on Ugly Homegrown, and I want to just make more plush in general, and maybe with the goal of just having the patterns go on Ugly Homegrown because I don't have enough time to make more plush than I already do. So there's no really way for me to grow besides to try and do something else with those patterns. And this goes into my fourth resolution, which as you will remember was one of my resolutions last year also, but I really want to keep doing more and more manufacturing. I hope to be able to manufacture a plush this year, hopefully Chef Bear, but also just like a more variety of products because I like having different things of my own things. Like I like having my own keychains and pins and hats and bags and all that stuff. So maybe other people do too. I mean, you guys, it's just such a physical toll to sit at my desk and sew for sometimes 16 hours a day, almost every day of the year. It's like physically exhausting, and I'm not getting any younger, and I can't do it any more than I already do. So there's no way for Ugly Plants to grow if I just keep doing that. I love and will always do handmade plush, but I think that exploring a new avenue of plush designing and plush art via manufacturing is something I'm really excited about and something I think would be really good for Ugly Plants. And that's that. Yeah, those are my resolutions. Do they line up with any of yours? Have they inspired any new ones for you? I don't think I did super great last year, but I feel pretty optimistic about this year. Hopefully y'all's 2019 is also going super well so far. Hopefully you guys are also feeling optimistic. Yeah, I hope to do some more of these videos. This is a lot of fun. I'm sorry about the noise. I wonder what kind of mic might work better. There's so many trucks. I live across from, right there, I live across from a really dope deli, but it means that they're like always restocking stuff. It's like never, it's crazy. So there's always trucks. And of course there's kids, school buses, city buses, all that stuff. I would love to hear your resolutions, like honestly, especially business and art goals. But if you have any really cool ones, please let me know. I want to hear them. Yada, yada, yada. All the stuff will be in the description. If there's any questions you have about running a business and being self-employed, please ask away. I'm organizing a lot of videos. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day and good rest of the week. Bye.